Assalamualaikum and a very good day. We are from Smart Fuse Company. I am Indah Sakina together with my colleague Aini, Anissa and Ain will present our business case, which is blood donation system project. Okay, for background, this project is for Ministry of Health, specifically for National Blood Center. Blood bank services has started way back in 1955 by a group of women volunteers of the Red Cross British. The main purposes of blood donation are to salvage countless lives by replacing blood lost in trauma setting, replacing missing blood components, and so on. In Malaysia, the donors will receive a small red booklet to record their donation, and with that, they will receive multiple benefits based on the frequency of their donation. However, if the booklet is lost, all the existing record will also disappear as their record is not saved in MOH database. To counter this problem, our team has decided to develop a blood donation system. The main objective to develop this system is to store the record of blood donation of Malaysians in the system. In addition, the system will help the following. The first one is to trace donors' record from the hospital or nearby location, and the second one is to receive blood shortage notification from the nearby hospital, to track the nearest blood donation location, and lastly to allow 2,000 users to access at one time without having any problem. Okay, so for current situation, National Blood Center currently is using a small red booklet like the figure to record patient's blood donation. The amount of blood donation by a patient will be recorded in the small red booklet. But the problem by using the booklet is the booklet is easily lost and damaged, and the result in the data lost too, because the hospital did not record the patient's data in their database. A patient would receive a new booklet if they lost their old booklet, but the old data cannot be retrieved back as the National Blood Center does not have the patient's old data. Thus, by implementing an application to track and record, it is easier for user and the government, because the data and the blood donation are recorded in the government database. Okay, the next one is Project Measurable Organizational Value, or MOV. MOV is the goal of project and to define the value to the client. So, our MOV for this system is the first one. This application will increase 40% of donors in the first year, and the following years is increasing 35%. And the second one is blood supply will soar up to 35% per year. That's all from me. My colleague Anissa will continue the presentation. Thank you.
Achievement of the project MOV will support the organization goal and strategy. Project goals. First, develop and implement application to make it easier for user. Second, organize a blood donation campaign encouraging people to donate blood. And third, raise awareness on blood donation benefit and importance in saving many people's lives. Next, business case objective. First, keeping track of the technology advancement. Second, increase efficiency. And third, provide better customer service. Okay, we have three alternatives. First, React Native. Second, Morsing SDK. And third, widget pad. React Native. The native is open source framework. It is easier for developers to read code on both the web and mobile device. And it using JavaScript and React. For the Morsing SDK, it is free to use mobile apps building kit. It's using JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, and Python. And it enables developers to create and compile apps with different platforms at once. And the last, widget pad. Widget pad an open source framework for developing cross-platform mobile apps. It's compatible with other software cheap compared to other software. It is using JavaScript, HTML5, and CSS3 to include a variety of features such as source code editing, versioning, and distribution.
My name is Nur Aisyah Indah, and now I will proceed with my part, which is analysis of alternative. For the analysis of alternative, we have analyzed 3 alternatives that is suitable to build our mobile apps. And now I will explain each of them. React Native is the first alternative that we chose because it is an open source platform and it features contains write once and use anywhere. And the advantages of using React Native is that it offers optimal performance that employs different threads from the APIs and UI, while the disadvantages of using React Native is that it lacks of security robustness, and for the requirement, it requires React Native Client 2.0.1 and Java 1.8.0 and it utilizes languages such as JavaScript, Java, C++, and Python. Next, we analyze the second alternative, which is Mosing. Mosing supports most of the device features and it is also an open source platform. The advantages of using Mosing is that it enables porting of existing applications to various mobile platforms. But the downside of using Mosing is that it is hard to fight off the differences in tools and languages of each platform's API. And for the requirement of using Mosing, it requires Windows XP Java SE runtime environment. Mosing utilizes programming languages such as JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, and Python. And for the last alternative, which is Widgetpad, it features multiple concurrent widgets and only needed one-click editing from the home screen. And it is also an open source platform. And for the advantages of using Widgetpad is that it removes the need to learn platform-specific API sets and resources, while the downside of using a Widgetpad is that cross-platform mobile applications have restrictions to some of the hardware features as these apps come out with multiple mobile OS platforms, and Widgetpad utilizes programming language such as JavaScript and HTML5. Next, metrics. For the metrics part, we use a lean metrics. Lean metrics focus on ensuring a flow of value from the organization to its customers and eliminating wasteful activities. Next, lean metrics uses lead time. Lead time measures the total time from enters the system until it is completed as part of a sprint or a release to customers. It is relevant to use lead time because it measures the entire agile system from end to end. Reducing lead time means the entire development pipeline is becoming more efficient. And for the data collection method, we have used 3 methods to collect data, which is interview, observations, and questionnaire. For the interview, we interview NBC staff, owners, and we also interview the public. Next, for the observations, we observe the process step by step of how does blood donation works. And for the last method, which is questionnaire, we distribute questionnaire to public before and after the implementation of the project to receive their feedbacks on how do they feel about the project that has been done by us. And lastly, for the result of analysis, after we've gone through a thorough analysis of 3 of the alternatives, we have chosen that alternative A, which is React Native.
Okay, I will explain about proposed recommendation. We use React Native for mobile application software that we use for blood donation system. The main reason we use React Native application because it is open source, smooth and responsive user interface, and have a lot of pros rather than using other alternative. Okay, right now I will explain about required funding and support. Required funding and support have 2 things. It's budget and funding support. For the budget, we have hardware, software, application features, and distributor. And the my bag is hardware. Okay, for hardware, we have PC, Android, and iOS. Okay, for the PC, we use Aspire C27. Price for each PC is ringgit. Okay, for the second item is Android. We use Realme. Price is 600. Okay, third thing, we use iOS. Phone for iOS, we use iPhone 7 and price is 1,700. Okay, next item for hardware is server. Server that we use is Dell PowerEdge T440. This is tower server. Price for the server is 30,488 and 88 cents. Okay, for the software we use in this project is React Native software. This is mobile application software. This is open source and the price is free. Next for budget is application features. We have 3 features: user authorization, geolocation, messaging. Okay, first our user authorization is for login and authorization check. The price for this feature is 1,400. Okay, second is geolocation. Geolocation is to locate my position or your position and to track nearest location for blood donation. The price for this features is 2,400. Okay, third is messaging. Messaging is for notification for shortest blood donation. The price for this notification is 3,800. Okay, last for the budget is distribution of apps. Distribution of app is App Store and Google Play Store. The price for this is 400. So total cost or total budget that we need for this project is 20,687 ringgit and 88 cents. Okay, last thing is support funding. We need investor to invest in our project to make this project run smoothly. We need investor give 50% to cost and we'll give the investor 50% of profit. The company will get 80% of profit and will give 50% profit to investor. That's all from us. Thank you.